So making music is cool, right? But finishing a track? Ooh, that might sometimes be hard. Looking at song structure, that's today's video. Let's get into that right now. Hey, I'm Analog Kitchen and thank you for checking out another video. Now, if this is your first time here, don't hesitate to click subscribe, hit the notification bell, like and share because you help grow the channel. We build a community and I think that's cool. A lot of people are asking me, it's cool to make music and they get stuck in a loop. They just keep making this 16 or 32 bar pattern and it just keeps going and going and going. But they will never finish a track, or at least get to the point where they think, you know, is it safe for me to leave this short realm that I'm in right now? Now, especially if you're doing DAWless stuff, or at least you're doing a live set, what I've learned is that you will make decisions easier than you would make when sitting behind a computer, funny enough. So you need to keep stuff interesting, and that at some point can be a bit daunting, but as soon as you do it, you think like, okay, wow, so that's cool. So today, I'm actually going to just go into the live set and I will structure and explain to you how I build up my tracks, and perhaps you can take something away from that, because I seriously benefit a lot making music on a DAW, because obviously I'm not always doing DAWless stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I do on my computer when it comes to mixing and mastering for other people, which there's a link in the description below to my mixing and mastering service. Shameless plug. And of course, my making music on a computer as well. But I got really out of my comfort zone, and I've learned that by playing DAWless stuff on stage live. So it's funny. Sometimes you just think you're going to enter in a new pattern and then the bass drum doesn't play, or something keeps playing when it's supposed to stop, and all these little happy accidents that you encounter will make your brain work faster, and at the same time you'll just go like, you know what, because it's never happened to me that people on the dance floor are saying, dude, what the hell? No, it just doesn't happen. You think it's going to happen, and that insecurity can sometimes take away from your performance, but 9 out of 10 times, if you really suck, then your question should be, what am I doing on stage in the first place? If that's not the case and you are still developing it, sometimes it might be cool to just take that process already onto a stage. And it doesn't need to be in front of 1,000 people. It could be like in front of your friends. But as soon as you perform, I'm hitting the microphone here, as soon as you perform, a lot of things will actually happen. Now, I will take you into my live set and show you on how I do it. There is a way that I've set up the MPC Live, which is like the mothership of the whole operation. I've set it up in a way that out of the 16 little squares that are on top, I'm only using the bottom 8 for one set, for one track, and the top 8 for another track. So I've got my patterns pretty much laid out, and there are a few things that I take into consideration when doing that. Now, I will actually take you into how a song structure could work. Let's turn everything off. Okay, guys, back at the live set once more. So here we go. I've got like a small selection of things. I've got my trusty 101 here. I've got the Dave Smith Tetra, the MPC Live, which is the heart of the operation. Then obviously I've got here the Octatrack Mark 1, the Moog Mini Tower. I've got a TB03 bassline, and then I've got the Model D by Behringer, or whatever you want to call it. Then hidden away, which you can see down here, is the Micro Monster, the Audio Things Micro Monster. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with that thing, and at the moment I'm falling in love with it again. Now, what I've got structured is a small explanation. This is what we're going to work with today, actually. This is the TB03 line. And the noise that you're actually hearing is coming from the... So it's gone now. That noise that you were hearing was from the SH101, which is a bit noisy. Okay, now I've set it up with the multi-clock, which is over here, and the multi-clock is sending out a DIN sync, it's sending out triggers, but for now we're only gonna stick to the MIDI, and the MIDI on channel 3 is going to the Akai MPC and the Octatrack, but on channel 2, for the moment I've got a TB03, which is only there for transy purposes, not transy purposes. So what does that mean? It means that the wide awake clock will understand that you will stare at the speaker for longer than you intended to, which is cool. Exactly. Now, song structure wise, I will build my song up gradually with stuff that will take your mind someplace else. Yeah, so I've got like the audio things Micro Monster playing right here, and the trick that I've done is that I've divided the MPC live up in different segments. So for now, my first track is wired up in 8 different pieces. So if I go into the page that says next sequence, you will see that everything turns to yellow. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but pad 1 is the first sequence. So if I want to go to another sequence where more drums are going to start, obviously it's going to be the second one. And then this line will go, and then we'll go back again. So this gives me a lot of room to think like, okay, what's the next thing I want to do? So in terms of the song, especially with song structure, patience is everything, because the crowd will take more than you actually think they're going to appreciate. This can go on for quite some time before somebody comes up to you and say like, what's going on? I'll probably play something with the 101 to accompany what I have here. Nice. Analog. Make it a little bit deeper, do that stuff again. And the thing is, once I hit this one, I will just switch over to a different pattern and direct your attention away. See, I just switched it here. So over to the next part. And when it starts to sound boring, or you get everything that's going, you know already what's going on, I'll probably just make it a little bit interesting by opening up the filter and going back again. And over this side. Now a clap will come in. Take out the kick, back in. A little bit of acid going on. Turn the arpeggio down on the Micro Monster. I think it sounds a bit too digital to my liking. Build up the next line. With the Octatrack, there's a loop playing, and this loop I can manipulate by. So all different things that I can do to keep the structure interesting. Let's see if we can build something up by taking out a bit of, well, take out a kick. 2, 3, and. So as you can hear, next segment, I turned up the 303 a little bit more so that it starts to become more interesting. And once again, back to the 101. Take out the bass. Oh, kick. Build this up. Different waveforms. Tune it correctly. Back with the kick in. Now, I've got a kind of a epic break lined up here, which goes like. Build up another sound. Time to go for a different waveform on the P3. Open up reverb, which I got mapped on the Octatrack. There we go. I go back to this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go in, melody. That's not perfect because it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, but I've got my different elements going. As long as I can have them going, I can do different things. Say for instance, I'll turn off this and this. This is already something I can just go on. So this is more of a maybe a tech house feel, techie feel. Okay, so for sake of argumentation, get TB03. Listen to the different waveform here. So if I want to build it up, I'll probably gradually go with this. Now, if I'm in a club or on a festival and I want my crowd to go a little crazy, I can build in and on a break like so. Take this out and go completely crazy with the TB03 like this. What I like about the TB03 is that it's got effects on board. So, as we go like this. Wow, that's pretty much it, you know what I mean? So, you don't need much to look at your song structure, but this is something you probably would never do. You probably never figure this stuff out sitting behind a computer for some reason, you know? So what I found is that I've got the freedom to just go left and right. Soon as I know which parts need to be sequenced and which part I can play, it gives me a lot of freedom to look at my song structure in that sense. Now, I can spread it out for as long as I want to, and especially if you go to a different track, which is track number 2, what was plays here.
Voice of my soul.
There you go.
The voice of my mind.
That's a different track altogether. Everything is switched now. So I will go to number 2, check it out. And now a different line will start.
The voice of my soul. The voice of my mind. The voice of my soul. The voice of my mind.
Different pattern.
The voice.
Different pattern. 1, 2, 3, and. I like to have the 101 with me because then I'm free to just play something over the top. Get a little bit muffled and deep. Here we go, different pattern. Yeah. Okay, go back to pattern number 3. 1, 2, 3 with the bass. Nice. You see? So I've pretty much built it up so that I can gradually go through the motions, but the first pattern is always the most empty one. So if I've got this here,
Voice of my soul.
I can just pretty much keep stuff a little bit hypnotic, and then the second pattern has got like more of an element to it as well.
Voice.
See? Links to all the equipment that I'm using is noted on the page below the fold. So if you see show more and you click it, the page will open, and then there's all links, affiliate links, to the Amazon pages of all the gear that I'm actually using. Well, most of the gear, because not everything is available. There's a lot of vintage gear that I use, and some of it's just not available. So I'll do my best to link up as much as I can. Another thing also that I will link down there is a link to pre-order my latest productions. It's an EP with 3 tracks on it, and that's gonna come out through Digger's Factory. I'm gonna leave a link on also down there. So yeah, and don't hesitate to hit me up or ask me something, or there's something you would like me to just tap into. I mean, I'm just having fun here with the DAWless stuff, as you know. I also like to say thank you to all my new subscribers. I mean, it seems to go in the right direction, which is cool. It's always cool to create an audience and to create like-minded people, and I did not realize so many people were into synthesis and DAWless stuff. So welcome all you new subscribers. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you take something away from this, because it's not the simplest thing in the world. Believe me, it's been a journey to get to this point. And even to this date, when I'm on stage, I'm like, oh my God, I hope everything works. You know, especially if you're working with computers, which I like to call my little robot minions that all have their mind of their own. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it just doesn't work out, you know, and well, it's cool if it doesn't. It's okay, you know. I mean, I've learned a lot. I'm still learning a lot, and I hope that you are learning a lot and taking some stuff away from watching these videos. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and I will see you next week in another video. Peace.